please rely most on prayer, not just to connect, but to protect. You got to pray our way through these times. And that's not new to us because our prayer lives have gotten us in all kinds of trouble, but they've also been the source of our liberation. That's a good spot for Do I Have a Witness? Because you know, don't you? And here's what's oxymoronic. It's the conundrum we have to deal with. You and I were never supposed to nurture a vision of freedom. We were not brought here to develop an appetite for liberation. We were never supposed to shake hands with equality, equanimity, fairness. We were never supposed to see ourselves as suited to lead and not just spend our lives following, to succeed and not just to live off the scraps, to feel called and chosen, favored and anointing. And the fact that the training given to us has attempted to make us believe something different about ourselves, we prayed. And it was those prayers that exposed us to a higher vision. You can destroy DEI, but you can't ever destroy favor. And it was prayer that gave us the boldness to speak truth to power, to demand justice, to fight for equality and equanimity, to keep showing up despite the jealousy and the hatred, the envy and the rage others have towards us. Rolling back DEI may be a strategy, but being God's favored and anointed is a destiny. And that's the value of prayer. And I have to keep reminding my members of this. Whatever is happening in legislation can never sour destiny. This is a season. There's a destiny attached to your life that is for your lifetime. From down under, prayers remind us of our identity while others consider us not fit to even sit at the table. And prayer may be the reason you're being attacked in life in the first place. Your belief in the Lord may be the reason you're being attacked in life in the first place. Talking like a free person, looking people in their eyes as if they are an equal, is probably partially the reason why we're in this predicament we're in. But prayer is also the reason the attacks are always met by the power of the Lord to save, to sustain, to protect, to cover. Please turn to somebody, tell them, keep praying. That's the first truth. Here's the second truth I want you to meditate on for the rest of the conference. Adversity is never an invitation to discard disciplines. Adversity really is an invitation to trust the disciplines even more. The prayers that helped Daniel to maintain his connection to God, to maintain his dietary commitment and restrictions, to have to yield to exposure but protect absorption. And when challenged, Daniel does not consider all he has grown to trust about God to fall into question, to be doubted or challenged. In fact, when challenged, do what you know, as Daniel has done. Prayers got him to this place, and he believes prayers will take him through. And here's my question, even to us clergy. Why do seasonal changes and challenges always make us indict God first? This is what I'm wrestling with my members about even now. Why does this season make you question Christianity? Why is God no longer to be depended on because times are tough? And in fact, we don't blame the engineers of this mess. We even shoot blame at some in our own community, but we do that after we blame God. If God is so strong, why didn't he stop this? And if God is so strong, why didn't he do something demonstrative and cataclysmic? Why didn't he take some people out? How come they just can't stop breathing in their sleep? And I face this. I face this because members of my congregation, when things are going well, they at church every weekend. They participate in ministry. They offer their service in ministry, their stewardship to ministry, their trust in the ministry. And the moment something happens, I run into them somewhere else and I say, hey, brother so-and-so, hey, sister so-and-so, where you been? Well, you know, with what I was going through, I was just wondering if it's even efficacious to follow God. How come God is indicted because times get rough? I tell you what Daniel did. When times got rough for him, Daniel decided, I'll double down on my disciplines. I won't abandon them. I'm going to double down on my discipline. Why does God have to be indicted? It was great to have a relationship with God and to nurture it when, while being a captive, you needed to survive, and growing and maturing in a season of challenge should not make you suspicious of God. Daniel teaches us that the prayers he trusted in the peaceful season are to also be trusted in seasons of challenge.